If you love a cafe quality espresso, but don't want the hassle, you've probably looked at this machine. This is a semi-automatic, fully connected espresso and coffee machine. We'll get into that later. This is the second iteration by Terra Kaffe. Before this, they had the Terra Kaffe 1, which I actually also owned. This is Terra Kaffe 2. It's currently the only model for sale today. However, because I do have the first one, I might bring it out here and just show you some of the differences just for fun and to see all of the upgrades they made. But it doesn't really make sense to do a full comparison between the 1 and the 2 because you can't buy the 1. And just a little bit of background on me. Obviously, I'm a tech content creator and I do a lot of car stuff here on YouTube. And I've owned a ton of these semi-automatic machines in the past. So I have a little bit of experience with them. I've owned the Bravia. I don't remember the numbers. I'll put it on the screen. I've owned a Philips. I'll put that on the screen too. And of course, I've owned the Terra Kaffe 1, and then now this is the Terra Kaffe 2. So this is my fourth. There might have been another one in there. So fourth or fifth semi-automatic espresso machine. And this is by far my favorite. So we're gonna talk about why I like it and why it's better than some of the other ones on the market. We're gonna go through the build quality, the design, how it works, all the different components, all the stats you want. And then I'm gonna pull some shots and just show you what does a cappuccino look like, what does a cortado look like, etc. So let's get into it. Obviously, the first thing that stands out to you when you put this machine on your counter is the large screen. I love this touch screen because although yes, it does have an app, you don't always want to use an app. Sometimes you just want to walk up to a machine, you want to press a button, you want to get your coffee. If you're a little bit more repetitive and you want the same cup of coffee every single day at the same time, you can literally program that in the app. So you could wake up, walk downstairs and have your coffee brewed for you. So that's a really cool functionality, but you don't have to use it like that. You can always just easily press a button and your coffee will brew for you. Let's talk about the build quality a little bit. So the whole shell, everything out here, it's all a very nice matte durable plastic. I love that it comes in white. For me, that's honestly a big seller because as you can see in my kitchen, it's very light and bright and a white machine just looks so sleek compared to like a black machine. It's just beautiful, honestly. And I think one of the things that they really updated and changed with the 2 versus the 1 is making sure that all of the compartments, so to get into your water, to get into your drain, to get into your waste bucket, everything is forward facing. So this is really nice for most of us who have lower cabinets and smaller spaces, frankly. I really like that they've been very thoughtful in making it easy to fill the water and get rid of all of the waste. Maybe I'll just show you that right now. So on this side here, this is the water tank and everything, all of the little openings, they're all magnetic. So it opens, it's a very sturdy feeling and it just magnets there. So you don't have to see the water compartment, which I really like, but you have this really nice door. And then the water just slides out like this. I recently filled it, so it's not empty by any means. And you know, it looks like this. You, on the side, you have your max and min lines. And then the cool thing is when you slide this back into the machine and you shut the door, from the side, you can actually physically see how low your water is. That for me is a huge perk. I don't think I've had a machine that does that before. The TK1 definitely didn't have that. So it's nice to be able to quickly glance before you make a cup. Am I gonna run out of water or not? The water tank is also huge. It's 75 fluid ounces, so that's no joke. The other thing I really like about it is it has this nice metal handle for the dispenser where the shots pull out of. So, you know, to reduce splatter, it's always nice to lower that and bring that as low as possible to your cup. And it's a nice, firm, quality feeling handle versus trying to like grab this little plastic thing without a handle. Like this is so simple, but genius. And then if you want to get rid of your waste, like your pucks, your old pucks, it's a similar kind of design where it's this little magnet cabinet and it slots out like this. It holds about 10 pucks and then it just slides in there and it shuts. And then to get rid of the water waste, you have this really long, very large drip tray. It is 40 fluid ounces. So that means you don't have to empty it as much and take it over to your sink and pour it out. So we'll slide that back in there. Filling the hopper. So this is the only thing that is more towards the back of the machine. And even with not a lot of clearance here, I can pour my beans in here without having to pull it out, which is great. But for the sake of the video, I am gonna just pull it out because that's the only way you're really gonna see it. So this is a 16-ounce easy flow hopper, which I found to be true. I think in the old version, every once in a while, I would have to go in there and kind of like, wiggle your fingers in there to get the beans to fully flow down into the hopper. I don't have to do that with this one ever, which I love. 16 ounces is great. Any kind of normal bag you get at a coffee shop fits in there. You just pour it right in. And then this bean magnet, just snapping on right there, is awesome. I love that. It's just the little things for me. You also have a separate little hopper for pre-ground coffee. So mainly people use this for decaf. If you want to do a decaf shot every once in a while, just throw your grounds in there. And of course the cover is also magnet. This little dial on the side of the machine, this is a milk frothing dial. So this allows you, while you're making your drinks, either before or in the middle of your drinks, to really fine tune how you want your milk aerated. So if you want it foamier and thicker like a cappuccino, you just pour it up, put it all the way down. If you like it a little bit more latte style in steamed milk, you throw it to the top. So I typically don't play with this so much. I like all my drinks as foamy as humanly possible, really. So I kind of keep it all the way down. I don't know if that's recommended or not, but that's what I do, and I like the way my drinks turn out. But if you want to really get into it as you're making the drink, you can literally adjust how the milk is being aerated on the fly. So that's kind of a cool way to get a very fully automatic drink, but have a little control of it. And I think anyone who really likes coffee will appreciate this about this machine in general. It's an easy, just set it and forget it machine. But if you feel like nerding out and you want to really fine tune all of the details, you can also totally do this with this machine. So it's kind of like the best of both worlds. On the front screen here, this is customizable. It comes preloaded with some of the most popular drinks, but you can rearrange the order in the app. You can also add a custom drink. So it can say, Danny's Espresso, and that can be fine-tuned to the temperature, the amount of water I want, how many shots I want pulled, etc. All right, let's talk about the milk carafe. So this is the milk carafe. It is like a thick walled plastic. You don't do any of the steaming in here. It's just extracting the milk, doing all of the steaming and the warming in the machine. So don't worry about, plastics and forever chemicals. You're not heating anything in this plastic. You're just storing the milk in the plastic. It would be kind of cool if they offered like a stainless steel or a glass version. The original one was actually a stainless steel like tube thing. So I would prefer stainless steel over plastic. They probably did plastic so that you could see through like how filled it is, because I will say on the stainless, you couldn't really measure it very well because you couldn't see the outside. I don't really like plastic anything. So don't love that it's plastic, but at least the tube is silicone, and at least, it's not heating up in this plastic. But overall, no problems with this. The idea is you can pour your milk in here. It goes right here. When you're ready to brew a milky drink, you just plug the hose in here, put the little milk carafe right there or in front, whatever you want to do, and then you're ready to go. And then because this just disconnects super easily, what I end up doing is I end up taking this and storing it in the fridge. Now let's get into the most exciting part of this machine, the app. The Terra Kaffe 2 app is really good. The biggest thing that I hated about the first machine was just how difficult it was to customize the drinks. It was possible to customize it, but the path to customization was just annoying. Where with the app, it's just so much easier. You go and you press the little hamburger in the corner, you go into your drink settings, you tap on your drink, let's say single Americano, and then right here you have how many shots it is, what your water volume is, what espresso you're using, do you want it in the drink menu or not, what the name is, and done. So you have all of your drink settings. You also have your espresso profile. So I haven't played around with this too much. I kind of keep it at the TK starter. If you are really into all of the different dosages and stuff, you can go into the specialty and you can fine tune your dosage that you want of your coffee in grams, water, ounces, brew temperature, and grind size. So you can change all of those exactly to your liking, which is super, super cool. This machine has an auto sleep mode. You can toggle that on or off. You can set it at a certain time that you want it to go to sleep at night. I like that. The last machine didn't have that. It stayed on literally all day long. So we would have to turn it off, and we would often forget that because every other machine we've had just kind of automatically turned off after like a couple hours. So I think that was a big flaw in the first machine. So it's great to see that they've changed that and even made it very customizable, which I love. And then schedule. I mean, this is so great. You can have an auto wake or an auto brew. So there's two options. So an auto wake would be, which is what we use, where I want my machine at 5:45 every single morning to just turn on, get heated up, extract the steam, be ready to go. So when I walk downstairs, I can immediately brew my favorite cup of coffee. Now you can take that a step further and you can even do a auto brew setting. So you can say, okay, I want it to wake up at 5:45 and then I want it to brew me a cappuccino. Well, you probably wouldn't do that because you wouldn't leave your milk out all day, but an Americano or a shot of espresso or a drip coffee, because it does do drip coffee. You want a drip coffee ready to go at 6:15? No problem. The other thing you can do is you can just roll over, wake up, pull up your phone and hit brew. And then another kind of fun thing it does, I love this. This is such a girl math moment. It's like rationalizing your purchase. It gives you stats on how much money you've saved by not going out to a fancy coffee shop. So it keeps track of how many drinks you've brewed, your savings versus a coffee shop. So any guesses, anyone? I have brewed 408 drinks since December. So we got this like early December, so we've had it for almost 4 months, and 466 shots, not almost 10 pounds of beans, 219 ounces of milk, 4,000 ounces of water, and I have saved 1,000.2, so 200. $1.2 thousand and avoided 616 pods in the landfill. So I guess that would be compared to like an espresso pod. Ooh, there's a leaderboard. So I wonder where I am. Number one is Bright Curve 23 at 10,800 shots. So I'm definitely nowhere near the leaderboard, but I've also only owned the machine for a couple months. So give me a little bit of time and I'll get up there. The reality is, would I go out for a coffee 2 times a morning, every morning, if I didn't have this machine? Like, absolutely not. I don't have the time for that. Nor would I want to spend the money on that. So it's a little misleading, but it's kind of fun. I mean, don't take it too seriously, but I mean, maybe you are someone who literally goes to Starbucks every single morning and then you're trying to like get off that kick, then this would be good for you. And as you can see, you can save in a couple months $1,000, which I've almost saved as much as this cost. Not quite. I'll break even probably in another month or so. So that's kind of cool. So yeah, that's a quick overview of the app and all it has to offer. It's honestly relatively simple. Customizing your drinks, making your own drinks, reordering the drinks that you have on the screen, keeping track of what you're brewing, and then the scheduling feature, and then being able to start and make a coffee, you know, from your app when you're not near your machine. Do I have any cons with this machine? I'm really trying hard to think of a con. Like, I really want to come up with something. It is still like a little splattery. You'll see it, like we'll start with it clean and then I'll show you after I pull all my drinks. There's definitely gonna be some splatters and you do have to wipe it down every once in a while, but I mean, is any machine totally splatter free? Probably not. It's nothing that I think is concerning or a deal breaker. Some people might think this is a con. I don't mind it. There's no cup warming station. I know a lot of these machines right here, usually you can put your cup and like let it warm up while you're getting your machine ready. But honestly, I use my Ember mug, which I have right here. I use my Ember mug so often and this keeps my drinks to my exact temperature that I want. So maybe I'm a bad person to ask, but I never ever really have used it on any of my other machines. So I don't miss it, but maybe you like it, that would be a con for you. So now is the fun part. We're gonna brew my 6 favorite drinks on this machine so you can get an idea of what they look like and even see me do a little taste test. We're going to do a espresso, an Americano, and a drip coffee. And then for the milk-based drinks, we'll do a cortado, a cappuccino, and a latte. So I'm gonna pour some milk in my carafe and let's get brewing. So it goes here and then see, it's like this little knob that you just plug it in, super easy, and then you can just put your carafe here and let it hang out. Has nice crema on it, and let's try it. Yeah, really good, really smooth. It's a good shot. Yep, it's a good, solid Americano, just the way I like it, because I literally programmed it that way. All right, so that is how it brews a drip coffee. As you can see, it kind of goes in little spurts and slowly extracts the coffee to make a drip coffee. Yeah, it definitely tastes more like a coffee. The espresso isn't as potent, as strong as it is an Americano. It's a little bit more mellow, a little bit smoother. Yeah, it tastes like a pour over to me. That's what I'm getting from it, which is great. I really like this one. This one is a good option, especially if you're not a big fan of espresso. That's so good. This is one of my favorites. This is delish. Look at that foam. Come in close. There's not too many bubbles. It's really nice and thick. Obviously that's customizable, like I said earlier. So this little knob here, you can adjust it. I prefer everything as thick and creamy as possible. So for me, this is a perfect cortado. Pretty amazing for coming out of a machine where you literally just press a button. Look at the foam. It's even more fluffy than the cortado, I would say. Yum. That, I'm just like so impressed that the machine could do that without any human intervention. So out of all of the drinks we did, this is gonna have the most milk to espresso ratio, obviously. Let's try it out. Really creamy, really smooth. You also probably saw on the screen, this is a single shot latte. If I wanted to, in the moment, be more caffeinated, there's a button that says add a shot. So you can customize your single shots and just click that button and get a double shot latte. Or you can go in the app and preset your programming. So for the cappuccino, you see it brewed with 2 shots. That's because we've changed it. So all cappuccinos brew with 2 shots because that's how we like our drinks. Something that's really nice about this machine is that it always prompts you when it needs to be cleaned. After you make 1 or 2 milk drinks, it will always prompt you to clean it. It's just a press of a button and it just cleans the steamer out real quick. And if it doesn't, you could do it manually. So for whatever reason, it hasn't done it yet. So we're just gonna go into cleaning here and do rinse milk system. And then it will, before you run the cycle, it will ask you to disconnect the milk carafe. So we're gonna do that real quick. I always like to put kind of like a little catcher cup, but you can also just have it go straight into your drip tray, whatever floats your boat. And this just purges the milk out of the system so it doesn't have any nasty, stinky milk left in there. Yep, and that's all there is to it. It'll also prompt you when it needs to be descaled or the brew unit needs to be cleaned. It's super simple. It even gives you like a little how-to on the screen if you're not sure what to do. It's really foolproof and I like that. So now that we've brewed all of our drinks and I've just shown you in real life what they look like, what do you guys think? I mean, I obviously am the one tasting it, not you, but you can tell by even just looking at the drinks that the foam is really, really pretty good for a semi-automatic machine like this. I love this machine. I obviously use it every single day because it is a coffee machine, but I also, like I said, I actually do use the milk. Maybe not every day, but at least every other day. I mean, I really do use it a lot. If you are in the market for something a little bit smart and connected and techy, that looks nice, that is good quality, makes a really good drink for literally only pushing a button, then I highly recommend the Terra Kaffe 2. I think it's a great machine. I recommend it to all my friends. I would totally buy it again. Right now on their website, they have a $300 discount going on. And then if you use my referral link, I think you can add on even more. If you have any questions, leave me a comment. I'd be happy to answer them. I hope you liked this video. It would mean a lot to me if you subscribed. I make all sorts of tech smart home videos. I also do a lot of car and EV stuff. So you might know me from my Tesla and my EV content. So if you're into any of those topics, you're gonna wanna follow. Also check me out on all my other platforms. So thanks again for tuning in and I will see you guys next time. Bye.